Good morning, Coffee Crew. Welcome to the morning show where we discuss all things Magic the Gathering. Get your questions fired up. Let's have a great discussion this morning. Also, we do Decklist reviews, so if you got a 75 you'd like some feedback on, hey, submit it to us, and both myself and the Coffee Crew, we'd love to check it out. So brew up those coffees. Let's brew up some magic this morning. Welcome to Coffee and MTG for July 27th, 2021. I am your host, Nikachu, the Merfolk Master. Good morning. Good morning, Fraser. Good morning, Walter. Good morning, Mikey, J, James. Good morning, Ryan, Harry, Michael. Good morning, MTG Ectoplasm, of course. Good morning, Papa Joe, the Iron Warlock. Good morning. Already got some questions. James already out in front. Good morning, Nikachu, Fish Fam, Modern Players, and Coffee Crew. Oh, just good morning to everybody. But what if we are all four of them? What if I am also a Nikachu, a Fish Fam, Modern Player, and Coffee Crew? I get 4 good mornings in a row. Good morning, Baku, Ramul, Rebecca, Antonio, No Name Nemesis, Aaron Casper, Richard Lopez. How do you drink your coffee? I drink it, I used to say, I drink it black with a little bit of milk, and then someone said, well, does that not mean it's not black anymore? So anyway, I drink it, just a smidge of milk. That's it, instant coffee. Instant delivery. That's basically how it goes around here. No big topic for today, so it's going to be all questions Q&A. But before we get into that Q&A, got to give a shout out to our sponsors, FusionGamingOnline.com. Deal of the week this week. Trade-in bonus 35% because they love buying your cards and they love giving value. So if you trade in your cards to Fusion Gaming Online, you can get an additional 35% trade-in bonus. It's enormous. I should actually take advantage of this. Where's my box of... I got this like box of cards that I can part with. I mean, I've been waiting for the 35% trade-in bonus. Here it is. Maybe I got to go take a stop at Fusion Gaming Online. I think you can also mail your cards as well. So if you want to take advantage of that, yeah, do it. You have a week for this deal of the week. 35% trade-in bonus. And this does not really segue easily into my coupon code, but if you were to buy something from Fusion Gaming Online, you can get 5% off using coupon code Nikachu at checkout. Well, we're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. You have any fear of getting your cards banned? Don't! If you are renting the cards with Mana Traders, Wizards will not screw you, they will screw Mana Traders. So you can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 15% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu. Good morning, Hot Cold Man. Oh, you guys know the deal. 3 question marks before the question, 3 question marks after the question helps me find your questions amongst all the comments I get on Facebook and 2 YouTube channels. Or if you're on YouTube, you can cheat the system with Super Chats. Donate with a Super Chat and your question gets pushed to the top of the feed. So what do we got here? Geo asks, is 8 wax still good? I won versus a lot of top tier decks. It's like... It's a fringe deck. It can win. It can squeeze out victories because it has some like free wins if you have like the right curve. But for the most part, it's been fringe the entire time. It's never been a reliable deck because if the opponent kills off any of the creatures, it kills off your momentum. A lot depends on you just playing a lot of creatures and they're not getting disrupted at all, and you go wide. But if the opponent has a lot of removal, so there's a lot of removal in the metagame right now, there's problems. I will say, though, I mean, maybe it's good against Prismatic Ending decks, because Prismatic Ending is a sorcery, so maybe you can get in a good attack before they get Prismatic Ending online. Good morning. You hear about Tropical Island coming to Arena? I have. I don't know the circumstances of it, though. But I guess that might mean all the dual lands are going to Arena. But I saw a Tropical Island picture, but I don't know the circumstances of how you get to this card, and if it's constructed playable. If anyone has more information, let us know. Wet Willie, how do I submit a deck to be talked about? Well, we'll let you know later, but go... Okay, in the description there is a link to my Discord. Join my Discord, go to join the channel Decklist Review and enter this command with your deck list. But we'll talk about it later. We'll repeat it later. Space Marine, modern is awful, why don't more people agree? Because people are having fun, Space Marine, believe it or not. There are more archetypes in Modern than just control. There's tempo, there's aggro, there's mid-range, there's combo, there's prison. There's more than just control out there. Aaron Hayes, was there a modern challenge this last weekend? You better believe there was. Oh, that should have been my topic for today. What is wrong with me? Okay, so let's go to Reddit. I forgot. On Tuesday should be like I don't know, evaluation day. Okay, we got Saturday modern challenge result. Now I'm gonna have to ninja edit the title. Okay, first place. Blue-Red Murktide. Again, Blue-Red Murktide, definitely one of the decks to beat. The interesting thing is that there was no hammer time in the top 8. No hammer time at all in the top 8 of this event. But there was Jund Shadow with Luris. Also just Jund with Luris. It's basically like black-green, right? Sorry, like Rakdos with a splash of green for Tarmogoyf. Oh, also a splash of green for Ren and 6. Yeah, Ren and 6, not too bad. Hits those Dragon Rage Channelers. Hits Ragavan. Dothy Voidwalker. This has got to be the modern way to play Jund. Like, it's got to be this way or no way. Nice low to the ground. They got removal. Hey, if you're not playing Unholy Heat in your Jund deck because you want to keep playing with the Boomer cards, that's your fault. That's not Jund's fault. Grieving End, more Darcy decks. Amulet made the top, and 5-color Elementals. This deck might pick up more speed because, what's it called? Well, we'll see. Canister made... Oh, the Modern Super... Where's the Sunday Challenge? Well, let's look at the Modern Super Qualifier. Hammer Time won first place, no surprise there. Look at all these Darcy decks. Oh, but this is the control version. So here's TSP Hendrick. You listen in Space Marine? This is the best way to play control. And it's more of, honestly, it's not really control. I feel like when you get to close to 12 creatures, it's a mid-range deck. We're just mid-range now. So, anyway, Dragon Rage Chandler, Ragavan, Snapcaster Mage. Well, I mean, hey, we do have 12 creature eyes, actually, because we got Luris in the sideboard. You always got that Luris. There's a Luris close to everybody's heart. Expressive Iteration, this is your Treasure Cruise, Inquisition of Kozilek, Drown in the Lock, Hooligan's Command, Lightning Bolt, Terminate, Unholy Heat. It's amazing how much of a staple this is now. These are all these decks are going to get rocked when Mishra's Bauble gets banned. We have so many Mishra's Bauble decks now. So many Mishra's Bauble decks. Seal of Removal, this is great tech, because this also, maybe they'll replace Mishra's Bauble with Seal of Removal, or just the seals in general. This is a very good card. You can bounce your own creatures, you can bounce your opponent's creatures. Really good versus Murktide. Murktide Regent. But anyway, this is on the cusp of something between mid-range and mid-range tempo and control. Did anyone play anything different, or is it the same thing? No, it's all very similar. It's too bad. Like, I made my top 10 decks to beat video before these results showed up, so it might have been worth mentioning Grixis Darcy instead of Black-Red Darcy. What else do we have here in the top 8? And maybe Shadow's making a little bit of a comeback here. Teamer, Liverin, Blue-Red, Murktide, more Hammer Time decks, of course. More Footfall decks, of course. So, like, Sodak had, like, one good result recently with Living End, and now we see a bunch of Living End decks making the top. But I don't think it's going to sit here for long. These Living End decks seem to burn bright and then burn out. Because just a bit of hate, and then boom, it's gone. Okay, also Tropical Island and other duels are randomly generated through Tome of the Infinite. Oh, so it's like a card that gets generated, right? So it's not actually getting printed? It's like that Karth creature. Joseph says, There is a mechanic named Conjuring in Jumpstart Historic Horizons, which creates a random card from a list of cards and puts it into your hand. Tropical Island is one of those cards. Okay, so it's not, it's not printed into the format. It's like that Karth card, which generates cards. Oh no, it's not Karth. Who is it? I can't remember. What's the one that generates a Black Lotus? What card makes a Black Lotus? Oh, it's Garth. Well, excuse me for not knowing the difference between Karth and Garth. Yeah, Garth One-Eyed. So they're not they're not printing Black Lotus. You just have access to a Black Lotus if you need it. Okay, so that's really good. Thank you very much, Joseph Tablet, for clearing that up. So Tropical Island not coming to Arena, but you can randomly get it through some cards. Have you seen the new mechanics of the Jumpstart Historic Horizons? Not really. Is there like an article on it? I know there's a bunch of really weird stuff. New powerful cards designed for digital mechanics. I mean, I did see some of them because they like take a random card out of your opponent's hand and like it's getting taxed by 1. Like we're now gonna see what the imagination of the full power and imagination of R&D, because now they get to show off like real digital cards that could never be kept track of on paper. So we got 3, let's see. These cards feature mechanics made for MTG Arena, extending what's possible with digital play. First, there is Seek, powerful tutors. Grab a random card from your hand that matches specific criteria. No shuffling, no time spent looking at options, just grabs a card that works out for your deck and the game keeps moving. Perpetually, permanently change the characteristics of a card, no matter where it goes afterwards, taking advantage of MTG Arena's ability to alter cards no matter where they go during gameplay. Powerful benefits and unique changes and add strategies found nowhere else in Magic. Conjure. Conjure creates cards out of thin air as a digital object that acts like a normal card would. Powerful spells and artifacts can conjure up iconic, powerful, or just plain useful cards from Oh yeah, Tropical Island is so powerful. I guess it's a useful card though. It could also get Stormfront Pegasus. You never know when you need a 2/1 flyer for 2 mana and Ponder. I also don't think this is a very powerful card. None of these are powerful cards. They're just cards. This is iconic though. Okay, so this is iconic. Is this supposed to be powerful? And this is the useful one. Anyway. Excellent, we now know the mechanics. Who knows what MTG Arena is going to turn into soon. Why did Dredge and Living End disappear? Too much graveyard hate? Well, Living End's coming back, but the answer is yes, too much graveyard hate. Like, a lot of decks are, like, Elementals. Main decks Endurance. Not to mention a lot of other decks play Endurance. I was thinking maybe Simic Merfolk should have main deck like 3 of these. It's like, it's not a bad creature by itself. It's like a 3 mana, 3/4 flyer with, oh sorry, it's a 3/4 flash creature with reach. And it's super brutal graveyard hate. It's brutal. I mean, this is devastating graveyard hate in the main deck. Like, and it's not a bad creature by itself. And the reach is very appreciated. But anyway, this is in the main deck of some decks. So, Living End did come back just recently, but you see, Dredge couldn't come back because it was getting hated out for the same hate that Living End was getting hated on. Anyway, right now it seems people are light enough on the graveyard hate that the Living End deck has made a resurgence, but make no mistake, it's going to get put back to where it belongs, back into tier 3 territory until people put the graveyard hate cards away. Can we talk about the leaked packaging of Innistrad, Crimson Vow? It spoils what characters will appear? Sure. What's it called? Innistrad, Crimson Vow. Where is the packaging? Is it like on Reddit or something? I mean, this is all I see here. Oh yeah, Hideous Laughter is a beating too. So like even Mill has options now versus Dredge. Alex, you can share, but unfortunately I can't click on it from here. I'm sorry. I mean, I have no problem with people submitting links, but I cannot click on anything. Is this that card that was spoiled? Hold on. This spread. Is this it? These look like Japanese pack. Is this it? Or is this just regular Innistrad? Because I don't recognize these boosters at all. Here we got Teferi. We have I have no idea who any of these characters are. Well, anyway, I don't know enough about Innistrad or the lore to speak much about this, so I can't really answer this question. Spencer Ward, do you think that Shambling Gas / Liliana Untouched by Death combo could be slotted into Zombie Tribal or would be better suited to its own archetype? Shambling Gas? This better be a cheap combo. Okay, 1 mana, that's not too bad. And then we've got Liliana. Untouched. Untouched by Death. Target creature gets -X/-X until you may cast zombie cards from your... Hold on, what was the combo, though? You may cast zombie cards from your graveyard this turn. Search the body, create a treasure token, add 1 mana. Like, what's the combo? Spencer. When it dies, choose 1. Because you could perpetually cast your Shambling Gas, but it does nothing. Create a treasure, search the body, create a treasure token. And also you need a sack outlet. Yeah, but what does the combo... Oh, when target creature gets an opponent controls gets -1/-1 until end of turn? But you can only choose 1. Yeah, but like what does it do? Even if you have a sack outlet, what does it do? What does it do? Someone tell me what this does. Oh, you need like Wayward Servant out? Then you need 4 cards. Okay, my answer is no. This combo sucks. Oh, you need... Yeah, maybe if you have Goblin Bombardment. So it's a 3-card combo. Honestly, I don't like it. Not gonna lie. Not in love with this idea. Because some of the cards suck. Like, Liliana's... Target creature is this Liliana is very bad. It's not a 2-card combo, it's a 3-card combo. It's a vulnerable 3-card combo. Well, maybe not too vulnerable if you're using Goblin Bombardment. But the Liliana is very bad. And this thing is okay. It's just okay. I wouldn't do it, though. You would need to up the number of lands in your deck enough to play Liliana. And honestly, if you could, people, please tell me what the combo is. If you just give me 2 cards, I'm just going to assume that you're just trying to dirtle around here. If it's a 2-card combo, hey, I'm all ears. But if once we get to 3-card combo territory, this combo becomes very, very poor very quickly. I mean, even for Goblin Bombardment, you gotta splash red in order to make it work. So it gets even worse. Okay, well, I will say, you know, maybe it's possible. You do have... Hey, a combo kill is a combo kill, but I'm not in love with it, that's all. Yeah, Dirtle Squad. Because some people give me combos, and they're like, what do you think of this combo, Nikachu? I'm like, this combo doesn't do anything. You're just looping cards back and forth. And that's exactly what's been presented to me here. So you need like some other... First, you need a sack outlet, and you need some way of dealing damage with this sack outlet. But disagree on Liliana Untouched by Death? Oh yeah, well what's good about it? +1. Put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. If at least one of them is a zombie card, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. So basically the +1 does nothing. -2. Target creature gets -X/-X until end of turn where X is the number of zombies you control. If you control no zombies, this card does nothing. And also -3. You may cast zombie cards from your graveyard this turn. If you have no cards in the graveyard, this card does nothing. This card doesn't protect itself very well at all. Also, zombies don't block very well, so this thing's just gonna die. Liliana's just gonna die to any attack. Well, no, hold on, what is it? Altar, actually, yeah, there is a Saga, altar, what's it called? Altar of the something, or altar. Is that a sack outlet? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, this one's good. Sacrifice a creature, target player puts a number of cards equal to the sacrificed creature's power from the top of their library into their graveyard. What I like about this one is it might have synergy with the zombies, putting them into the graveyard, so I do like Altar of Dementia. And I could see in response to removal, you just sacrifice the creature anyway and give yourself some value. So I mean, I don't mind this card. I like this sort of piece in the zombie deck if it were to be a piece. But after you put 12 cards in, let's say Altar of Dementia, Liliana Untouched, and Shambling Ghast, I mean, you better have enough cards for just normal synergy. Anyway, interesting discussion. Drewsmith says digital mechanics aren't real magic. Change my mind. Oh man, don't sound like a boomer, Drew. You know, this reminds me of people who never said digital poker was real poker. Online poker is not real poker. You can't see their face. You know, Magic is just evolving in different directions. It's like new mechanics that they would like to have on paper, but they just can't because it's too time consuming or too hard to keep track of. But it's still Magic. It's still Magic. Magic is magic, people. It's going to evolve. It's going to keep changing. And yes, it's going to look a little bit more like Hearthstone. Oh, we got a new member. Nicholas Hinderer became a YouTube member. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining the Coffee Crew. Actually, I should name them all Coffee Crew. That should be the new names of the tiers. James Stone says, I think people are overreacting to the new Arena cards. I don't care about playing Arena, and I think it's fine. Well, I guess that's a problem. The thing is, you don't care about playing on Arena, so it doesn't affect you. Other people play on Arena. They're taking it to heart. Honestly, I really don't care either what they're doing with Historic. I mean, I guess they're cementing this as a truly digital format, which I think is, whatever. It's fine. If you love the digital aspect of it. You know, this is just the natural thing of Magic players. They're gonna hate her. Magic players are haters. They're just fucking haters. If anything, you know, they change one damn thing, and the haters come out. We're just a community of haters. They should just rebrand Magic players as just haters. There's good news, they hate. There's bad news, they hate. There's neutral news, they hate. They're worse than Reddit. They'll find a way to complain about anything. I've been playing on Arena, but I'm trying to get into Paper Modern. Well, then maybe you should be playing on Magic Online, Magic the Gathering Online, because that's where you can play Paper Modern as well. It's weird. They should be trying to synergize both of them together, the paper and the digital. Oh, I like that. Haters the Gathering. That's a good one. Haters, a lot of you guys have, yeah, Haters the Redditing, I see, exactly. Haters the Gathering. Yeah, so the internet. Well, I mean, it's same thing in the local game store. I mean, if there's any news that breaks out, everyone will be complaining at the local game store. I can't believe they banned this card. I can't believe they banned it. Oh well. I understand some people's disgust with the digital cards because anyone who had a hope of Historic being played on paper, well, that hope is gone now. It's dead. So Historic is purely going to be a digital format. It's never coming to paper, given the way that they're going to be pushing the format. And it's going to be expensive, I feel. I feel like Historic Historic has generally been an expensive format between the bannings and just all the printing of the new cards, just washing away old archetypes. The format today is like nothing what it was last year. You could say the same thing about Modern, but usually it's harder to shake up Modern. Yeah, Nikachu, remember the Crux of Fate stolen art scandal? Whatever came of that. Jason Felix, the artist that stole the art, he apologized. That's it. And then nothing happened. Apparently, Jason got in contact with the affected parties. He made good. I think that's all that happened. Good question, though. Sort of was a situation dealt with very easily. Jason probably had very good will with Wizards of the Coast to get out of that one unscathed. James Giliberto, if an opponent Kolaghan's commands you and your lord, and you have a Svelun on the board, if they cannot pay the ward 1 cost, does it counter the whole spell or just the part that targets you, targets your lord? Counters the whole spell, the whole kit and caboodle. It's all gone. They can't pay for one, they can't pay for all. Good question. I love it when they do that. David McClellan, MTG Arena is the Hearthstone your mom says you have at home. Yeah, maybe. Something like that. So, I mean, that's another reason people are a little bit upset about this news. Because, I mean, if you wanted to play Hearthstone, you go play Hearthstone. But you don't play Hearthstone, you play Magic. You're playing Magic over Hearthstone for a reason. And so now Magic is starting to blur the difference between Hearthstone. So the question is, are we going to attract enough Hearthstone players to compensate for all the Magic players we piss off? They took things from the reserve list and put them in historic. Yeah, they did. Well, I mean, they can do that though. I mean, we've got all the power on Magic Online. They just can't print it in paper. Let's go to what's it called? Let's go to Magic the Gathering online traders to find the prices of power. How much is a Black Lotus? I remember Black Lotus used to be like, it was some disgusting number of money. I mean, I guess if you want an older looking genuine Black Lotus, it's still money. But it used to be like $700 online. Anyway, the price of this stuff crashed. A Black Lotus you can get $10 for a Black Lotus, a delicious Black Lotus online. I own a Black Lotus. Where's your Black Lotus? I overpaid for everything, but at the time it seemed like a deal. Let's see, I have Ancestral Recall. What is this now? Look, you can get an Ancestral Recall for $2.48. $2.48 there, people. Ridiculous. Ridiculously cheap. So get in while vintage is cheap, I guess. Vintage is very cheap. What is Mox Sapphire? Oops. $3. This was pennies at one point. I was thinking I should speculate on this fucking thing. But at that time, I didn't. The problem with speculating on online is it's a huge pain in the ass, and it's really time-consuming. Like, I've wasted so much time specking on Tidebinder Mage, which, by the way, Tidebinder Mage is now back to a price I'm willing to start buying again. It took a while. We're back to 2 cents. Oops. No, I didn't want that one. I want the 2-cent one. So I'm buying into Tidebinder Mage again. It was at 20 cents. You know, it skyrocketed to like 30 cents or something. No, Nikachu doesn't buy at 30 cents. Nikachu buys at 2 cents. So, Tidebinder Mage to the moon. Diamond hands. J-Dog, is Archon of Cruelty super underrated right now? I just played against it and did a triple take reading of his wall of text. Probably it is. It's like Crocs and Uro mixed in one. This is probably a very underrated card. But it's more of a reanimator card. Like, most people just can't cast this thing naturally. It is a very good card. It's being played in any deck that can reanimate anything. Because it's, I mean, it's just insane value. I mean, when you think about it, it's got all the properties of Kroxa, Titan of Death's Hunger, and Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. Enters the battlefield or attacks, target opponent sacks a creature or planeswalker, discards a card, loses 3 life. You get to draw a card and you gain 3 life. You just don't have the land drop. But it's good stuff. Very good card. What's your preferred opening against D4? This is a chess question, so for anyone who's confused. I play the Grunfeld defense. Let's see if I could get a good picture of the Grunfeld. There we go. This shows the Grunfeld better than anything. There she is. I've been playing this opening for a long... I played it before it got popular. I started playing it when all the top players said it was rubbish and it was crap, and if you want to lose, it was like... It was considered like a tier 3 opening. And then all of a sudden, after a few years after I was playing it, all the top grandmasters were playing it, and it sort of fucked me over because everyone started developing theory and they were studying for it. Ugh. So basically, people were metagaming for it all of a sudden. But I was playing it at like sort of almost in a like a Wild West moment back in like 2006, 2007. That was a long time ago. Dan W. Nikachu, are Darcy, Swiftspear, and Ragavan the best one-drop spell or permanent in Modern? Is red the strongest overall color in Modern? Red backed up by nothing else. I think red is a bit too weak. Red needs the support of other colors in order to be strong. But if you're talking about the creatures, I could agree with you that Darcy, Swiftspear, and Ragavan are the best one-drops. Easily. And maybe... Oh, like best one-drop? Yeah, it's probably the best one-drops. And I think Death Shadow is a pretty good one-drop. I think Death Shadow is a better one-drop than Swiftspear. But you could make a good argument between Darcy and Ragavan. It's tough. It's tough to say what's the absolute best one-drops. But those definitely at least Darcy. And I think Ragavan deserves a spot. Aspiring Spike made an Esper Reanimator control list with Archon that went 10-0 on Magic the Gathering Online right out of the gate. But he's also Aspiring Spike. Aspiring Spike is probably like the most talented deck builder and player in Modern right now. Is the Kabbalah Coffer's Urborg synergy a real deal in Modern? No. Sees no play whatsoever. The Kabbalah Coffers only gets you value if you're like really late in the game, but if you're really late in the game, you win anyway. Isn't chess 99% metagaming now? No, not at all. I mean, you could play an obscure move in the opening and make your opponent think immediately. Oh yeah, best one drops. Do you mean the hammer? No, but we meant creatures. Gotta love Fiend Kettling the Bishop. Yeah, I mean technically that's what's going on here. Fiend. So for anyone who doesn't understand the terminology, here, hold on. It's funny, no one really calls it Fiend Kettling, like. But anyway, Fiend Kettling is when you've got like the structure here, and then you move the bishop over here, and it's on the diagonal. So when you move the bishop on the long diagonal after moving a pawn up, that's a Fiend Ketto. Same thing on the other side, moving pawn up, move bishop over. I should do more chess streams. I actually play a lot of chess. Like, I am a chess master after all. Some percentage of you would watch me play chess. Maybe I gotta set up an overlay for chess, because I play chess more sporadically. Like after I'm done this, I'll like whip out a chess game and play a blitz game. I don't really like play like an hour straight, but you know, can make it part of my routine somewhere. And I prefer to play early. Well, no, I play throughout the entire day. Are you? Yes, I'm a legit chess master, and that's why I coined the term Merfolk Master, because people were calling themselves specialists in Modern. I'm like, this is stupid. Come on. Like in chess, we've got masters to associate rank with skill. And I think like we should have the same thing in Modern. Like if you're very good at Dredge, you're a Dredge master. If you're good at Merfolk, you're a Merfolk master. If you're very good at Control, you're a Control master. So, you know, it rings differently than to say you're a specialist, or even if you're a pro, because pro is like temporary. You can fall off the pro tour and you're no longer a pro anymore, but master, that lives with you forever. That's right, master's greater than specialists. Fox didn't realize I'm a chess master. How you people get this far and not know I'm a chess master? This is ridiculous. Spencer Ward, how would Karth the Lion and Gideon ally of Zendikar interact with each other? Gideon can ultimate when it resolves, but his loyalty is reduced to 0, and Karth gives only 1 loyalty on the trigger. Okay, let's see if I can answer this. I can't promise anything. Karth the Lion. And we want Gideon, ally of Zendikar. Gideon can ultimate when it resolves, but his loyalty is reduced to 0. Okay, so you want... Okay, let's look at this. Whenever Karth the Lion... Sorry, Planeswalker loyalty abilities you activate cost an additional +1 to activate. So I think just what happens here is it costs -3 instead of minus 4. That's all. Yeah. So it would live. Gideon is, it doesn't really say -4, it's -3 instead because Karth is on the board. This is such a weird card. So Gideon doesn't die. You get to create an emblem, and then maybe later you can make another emblem. You could actually ultimate, then go +2, then you have 3, and you go -3, and then an ultimate twice in like 3 turns. Not bad. Can Into the Royal target hexproof? Nope. You have to target, but if it targets, it targets. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If you can't, you're not allowed to target if it has hexproof. Steve Nutbean. It was a deck of cards you would play chess with that would change the power of the pieces or rotate the game board, made by Richard Garfield. Never heard of it. Sounds like chaos, though. All X. Is Affinity a truly playable deck in Modern right now with the Urza Saga and the Thoughtcast on a flying creature? I've tried it, but it has a lot of difficulties beating the metagame. It's a playable deck, but yeah, it's not one of the best meta decks right now. It never was, really. Like, it was around, a lot of people were playing it, but it was never one of the top performing decks. So, I mean, if you play it, you're playing it because you love the deck, and you love squeezing out wins, but I would expect it to be more in like the 50-50 territory of wins and losses. Nothing truly dominating. Honestly, if you want to play like Affinity style deck, you have to play Hammer Time. That's the closest you're going to get to Affinity, and it's blazing fast. It's really fast. What is Clever Lumimaster missing to push it over the top? Honestly, I think it has everything. It still might need like one more good white or red creature, but maybe they have that now. You know, we've got like... We have Ragavan. But maybe the problem is Clever Lumimancer's like worse than Darcy. But I feel like Clever Lumimancer honestly has everything. How many Commander decks do you have? I have 1. I'm going to play Commander this weekend, actually. With Team WoW. Has been a while since I played Commander. Ratchet Bomb or Explosives? Depends what you want. I think, for the most part, Explosives is the better card. So here's the deal. So with Engineered Explosives, you can blow something up immediately, whether it's 1 mana or 2 mana. But with Ratchet Bomb, you have to wait a while. You have to wait turns to take it up. I would say Engineered Explosives is overall the better card. I've sometimes thought about playing this in Merfolk, just so I can pop it on 1, pop it on 0 against the appropriate decks. Because all I could be a mono blue deck and still use this on 1 and 0. Thoughts on banning all free spells in Modern? Bauble, Street Wraith, Creeping Chill, Manamorphose, and Urza Saga? Well, first off, Urza Saga and Street Wraith are not free spells. They're free effects. But I'm for banning the free spells. I don't know about Street Wraith or Urza Saga. I'm actually surprised Urza Saga is sort of getting overpowered by the other cards. It's not really taking over the metagame like a lot of people thought. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it is in the Hammer Time deck. And all the other Urza Saga decks suck compared to it. Do you still think they can unban the original artifact lands? Yes. Just like look what we just said about like the classic affinity. It's still struggling. It could use those artifact lands. I have no problem with those artifact lands. I have no problem at all with the artifact lands. I just watched the replay from Sunday. Why didn't you side in Relic versus Blue Red Murktide? I didn't think about it. Okay, so first off, I should. I didn't think about it because my brain automatically turned off and said, I already have Chalice in my deck. Chalice on 1 is a counter to Relic. I shouldn't play Relic. But I should anyway, and I'll tell you why. Because if I've got a Chalice on 1 and it's uncontested, then that's good. And even if I draw extra Relics, that's fine. Because I got a Chalice on 1 and that should just help me win the game from there. And if they do blow up my Chalice, I've got a Relic as backup. Because Relic is pretty good against the Murktide deck. Shuts down Darcy and also is a big hurt to the Murktide creature itself. My sideboarding was not strong. Or my sideboard plan was not strong. I bought a bunch of Thrastas at $3 a piece. When are they going to be worth something? I don't know. And it's $1 now. Shit. You already lost like... you lost 66% of your investment. Do you even game on PC? Sort of. Sort of. I started playing Super Hexagon. Let me... I play games that people don't know about. I don't know, has anyone ever seen this game before? The still images don't do justice to this game. No justice whatsoever. Let me find, like, some video quickly. Okay, I'll give you guys a quick idea what this game is about. I honestly just got the bug for playing this game again.
Super Hexagon. Begin.
I started playing this on Steam. Anyway, this is the game. This is also the game on easy mode. I don't understand what bops is. Super Hexagon has some bops. You love Super... I used to be a world record holder in Super Hexagon, and then I looked up my records just the other day on iOS, and everyone beat my records over the last 10 years. But I was really deep into this game 10 years ago, and now I sort of want to get back into it. It's a hyper addictive game. This is actually my favorite video game. If I were to say what's my favorite video game, it's this. I poured so many hours into this game. Problem is, if I stream this, I don't think anyone gives a shit. But it's very hard for me to put this game down. It's also very hard for me to play with a controller. But anyway, this is the game. It's very trippy. Well, the thing is, okay, this person's making it look easy, but it's actually a brutally hard game. Because this is the run where they were like basically flawless. So you either pick up the game and you love it immediately, or you fucking hate it within like 5 seconds. You feel like you wasted your money. Yes, this is not a game for people. Actually, my wife can't stand staring at this game because it gives her motion sickness as well. All right, we're done with Super Hexagon. I don't know, one day I'll have a Super Hexagon stream. If nobody shows up, I don't give a fuck. I'm playing Super Hexagon. Problem is, I don't think anyone's looking up Super Hexagon stuff. But man, I wish I made videos of my world record of my world records, but I don't even know how to film it at the time. It was like a long time ago before I started streaming. I play Dark Souls. James Stone, do you think the online price of Force Negation will ever come down? I mean, in theory, yes. Let's look at MTG stocks. No, we can't go to MTG stocks. We got to go to MTG Goldfish Force of Negation. I mean, I want to sort of say no. The price has held so well for a long time. Like it's been pretty steady. You basically have to buy in on the dip. We are at a dip right now. So now's the time to buy, honestly. That's the low end of the variance. You see? The high can be 108, but the low is around 70-ish. And right now we're on the dip. We're close to it's 74 ticks. So if you're interested in buying it, it looks like now's the time. Look at that. It's pretty high variance though. Like one day it's 70, another day it's like over 100. So like depending on the day, you can save $120 on a playset here. How will Wizards balance the Shardless Agent Footfall deck? They won't. I don't think that deck is that dangerous. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think it's fine. Have your wife come on the stream. She doesn't want anything to do with streaming. No, she wants no business. She doesn't want her. She can stand her voice sometimes being on the stream. That's about it. But anyway, so it's the price moves up and down by like 100, by like $30. It's actually quite swingy. I didn't realize that. It's not that stable. But right now is the dip. So I mean, you can expect to get it around $70. Right now it's probably going to go back up. In terms of color philosophy, what's your favorite color pair? I actually don't know the guilds very well. But I'm going to guess, is it? I think they're like arrogant brainiacs. But I don't know the guilds very well. I'm not really a guild person. Yeah, you could get a whole deck for 100 ticks. Hey, where's our music? Forgot to put the old music back on. Okay, we got the old music back on. Anyway, that's going to be it for that. It's time for Decklist review, people. Which means we got to get the Decklist review music. The patented Decklist review music. All right, so now's the time where you can share your deck list with the coffee crew. Submit it to me by going into my description. Join my Discord. And in my Discord, there is a channel called Decklist Review. And in Decklist Review, use the command !review deck. Put the space. Put the URL to your deck list. Press enter. And you'll be eligible at random for Decklist Review. Oops, I'm not going to keep that up. How do you think Dredge will do long term? Very. I don't know if it has better game than Living End. Living End has way better tools. Because they get to play with things like Brazen Borrower, they get to play with Force Negation, they get to play with Mystical Dispute. I think Living End is just the better graveyard deck now. Long term, but okay, but you know what? You said long term. Long term, they're going to get more tools. So, I mean, Dredge will be back. It's like impossible not to print tools for Dredge. It's like these things are always going to the graveyard, so you can be guaranteed Dredge will come back. What do you think about Titan Shift these days? Too slow. That's the problem. If you're thinking of playing Titan Shift, well, do you know what? Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe there's some advantages to Titan Shift over Amulet these days. But generally speaking, if you want to play Titan Shift, you play Amulet because it's the same thing. It's the same thing, but better. Their Primeval Titan like really wins the game on the spot. All right. Let's go select some deck lists. Can't believe I look through 2 deck lists a day. It's unbelievable. Okay, congratulations to Monsieur Organ. You're the next contestant on Decklist Review. Modern Black-White Orzhov. Fetid Heath, Flagstones, Ghost Quarter, Godless Shrine, Marsh Flats, Plains, Swamp, Urborg, Vault of the Archangels. One thing that pops out to me is you have a lot of colorless land in this deck, and you also have Fetid Heath, which demands colored mana. So this actually might be really awkward. Maybe you cannot afford to play Fetid Heath in this deck. Or maybe you can, I don't know. But you have 4 colorless lands? I guess you should be okay. You have 24 lands. Just something to keep in mind. I know you got the Urborg out there as well. Help make colored mana. Inquisition, Lingering Soul, Smallpox, Thoughtseize, Wrench Mine. Target player discards 2 cards at random. But why Wrench Mine in this deck? Don't some people have around 80 decks submitted? Is it even worth me trying? Hey, it's a crapshoot, but you can't hit a home run unless you swing. This is definitely this guy's first deck list review. Yeah, maybe Silent Clearing is good. Yeah, it's chosen at random. It's not. I'm not discriminating here. I'm not choosing. I'm not being particular. Kaisgal is good. Myth Realized, I think, is a very poor win condition. Sedgemoor Witch. Sedgemoor Witch is fine. Okay, instead of Myth Realized, how many 1-drops do you have? Inquisition, Thoughtseize. That's like sort of enough. You want this as a win condition? Is there not a better win condition for white? Okay, so you're not playing with a Stoneforge Mystic package. I almost swear that there was going to be a Stoneforge Mystic package, but if you're not going to do that, how about play with instead of Myth Realized? Because this is just a huge mana sink, like, and it doesn't really go that far. It's not that strong. Like, you have to constantly put stuff on it. Now, I was thinking, I mean, Mentor is okay, but I was thinking more of the new card. Was it Dothy Voidwalker? Because you're in the colors anyway. Hammer is like an enabler, but I mean, that is the win con. Yeah, it is the win con for Hammer. So this is like a get rid of Wrench Mine. It's just pointless. You're not really trying to play to get your opponent to discard cards. So replace Myth Realize. How about this? Get rid of the Wrench Mines and then fill it up. Get 1 more Dark Confidant, 1 more Sedgemoor Witch, and 1 more Dothy Voidwalker. Because you need, like, you don't even have enough creatures to like win the game here. You have like you have just way too few win conditions. So, but if you have 12 creatures, that's pretty good. If there's something I would take out, or actually Torosh would be just a better than Wrench Mine, right? If you really want to stay on that discard strategy. Guardian of the Trials is like, okay, it's fine. Liliana of the Veil, I guess it's okay, but I'm not in love with Liliana of the Veil. Okay, for sure, get rid of Wrench Mine, fill up these slots up. What's Sedgemoor Witch board? Whenever you cast a sorcery... Yeah, this is fine. So this is basically our Monastery Mentor anyway. Yeah, Torosh will be good. But what do we take out for Torosh? Unless we removed... You know what? Dark Confidant... I don't know if this is a good Dark Confidant deck, because the curve is actually quite high. But it's okay. Oh, no, we have Lingering Souls here. Oh, no, so we have more win conditions. Okay, how about this? I don't like this Dark Confidant. I think it's a vulnerability. So how about we take out the Wrench Mines and take out the Dark Confidants, and we and then the Myth Realized, and okay, it's up to you if you want to take out Dark Confidant. Instead of Dothy Voidwalker, you could play with Torosh instead. Because I don't want to change too much of your deck if it's okay. But I am warning you, your curve is high. And so this Dark Confidant is going to just fucking deal the beats to you. You're just going to take 3 damage every turn. 3 damage, 3 damage, 3 damage. Lingering Souls, 3 damage. Like, the curve is actually relatively high. I would expect to get my face beaten in by this deck. So I don't know if this is the... And also, it's vulnerable to Renin 6, Lava Dart. It's just a 1 toughness creature in general. But if you really want it, you could keep it. If you're willing to pass it up, put this other creature in here, Dothy Voidwalker. But Turok is good too. So we can get rid of 3 Mithrilize, add the Turok, get rid of the Wrench Mine, fill up the slots, 4 Sedgemoor, 4 Confidant, 4 Turok. And I think that's it. You have Fracture, Leyline of Sanctity, Void, Pithing Needle, Plague Engineer, Rain of Tears, destroy target land. What do you need this for? Like, there's that. What is that? What is that new destroy target like land? What's the new Sinkhole for Modern that came out of Modern Horizons? We cannot play too much colorless mana, but I don't know. Maybe Mishra's Factory over the Fetid Heath is possible. Dam is actually not too bad. It's just it might blow up our own creatures. Break the Ice, that's what I was thinking about. To be honest, Vindicate is actually just, yeah, it's superior to Rain of Tears. Like, there's no point playing in Rain of Tears if you have Vindicate. My Smallpox deck, some choices were due to the prevalence of mono green Tron and Amulet. Okay, well, if you have Tron and Amulet, you want to play Break the Ice. Destroy target land that is snow or could produce colorless mana. It's 2 mana, because if you're on the draw with Rain of Tears, it doesn't matter. Your opponent combos off and destroys you anyway. Whereas Break the Ice, you can destroy the land by turn 2. So remove the 3 Rain of Tears, add 3 Break the Ice. And if you want, maybe you can throw in some... I don't think you need Vindicate because you're already really high on the 3 drops, so I don't want to put more 3 drops in your deck. But just keep in mind that card like Dam exists. Can kill creatures, can sometimes wipe the board. So it's like, it's an option, but I don't think it's necessary mandatory in your deck. Anyway, thanks for submitting the list. Cool list. Good luck. And thank you, Coffee Crew, for remembering. I can't remember the names of cards. Break the Ice. Like, I don't remember these cards. I don't use them. But they exist, and if you overload it, they're dead. They're just smoked. They have no chance. There's no coming back from that. Okay, next person is Ryu. Ryu, you're the next contestant on Decklist Review. Ryu on Review. Grixis midrange. Well, that's funny because we've got a lot of Grixis midrange decks these days. What? That we've got a reader. We've got a reader, people. Imrith Desert Doom for 5 mana, flying. Has Ward 4 as long as it's untapped. Well, which is not going to happen too often. Whenever it deals damage, combat damage to a player, draw a card. Then if you have fewer than 3 cards in hand, draw cards equal to the difference. I think this is a win more card. And also, I think it's very difficult for you to, even with 23 lands... Well, maybe it won't be impossible, but I think it's very expensive. Snap. Like, honestly, it's competing with Murktide Region, and Murktide Region has been proven to be like one of the best creatures in the format right now. Because this creature is very easy to cast for 2 mana, not 5 mana, and it's like close to invincible. They gotta be careful with their mana base. They actually don't want to... I don't think they want to play Manamo. Do they play Manamo? I'm just curious. Let's go look at, like, the Murktide deck. I didn't pay attention. Maybe they do play Manamo. But I know they play with Blood Moon, and if they play with Blood Moon, they don't want to be liable against Blood Moon. Yeah, there's no... no Manamo in these lists. Because they play with Blood Moon, and it's like a really key card right now. Turn 1, Ragavan. Turn 2, hit you. Play Blood Moon turn 2. It's a fantastic, fantastic line. Oh yeah, what's the point of black in this deck? We're going to find out. Oh, it's for Drown in the Lock and Fatal Push. And some other stuff. Damnation, Collective Brutality in the sideboard. Whatever, that's fine. I don't believe in this Desert Doom card. You know, don't mess with a winning strategy here. Murktide Regent appears to be like the way to go. This thing has Delve. This does not have Delve. You literally need to get to 25. You need to get to like 5 lands to get this online. And I don't even think it's that strong once you get it there. It's okay, I guess. 5 mana, it gets around a lot of removal. Archmage's Charm, Counterspell, Drown in the Lock, Fatal Push, Force of Negation, Kulligan's Command, Lightning Bolt, Spell Snare, Thought Scour. These are all good cards. I just think... I don't know about this Desert Doom card. DRC would be better. It'd probably be better than Snapcaster Mage, but I think they want to play with Snap. They probably want to play with their Snapcaster Mage. Oh, actually, yeah, you're actually making a point. We should have some Darcys in here. Darcy feeds the Murktide. We don't have any Darcy in here at all. But it's so weird to have 2 Darcys in the deck. Is Bone Shards unplayable? It hits Murktide, but the problem is you have to sack a creature to do it, so you're 2 for 1-ing yourself, just playing right into the Izzet Tempo's game plan. Or I guess, hold on, you also get to discard a card with Bone Shards? I can't remember how Bone Shards work, so maybe you discard a card as well. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sack a creature or discard a card. Oh yeah, there's no Bauble in here. Okay, so this is just a very different deck. Anyway, I'd still play with 4 Murktide over this Desert Doom card. But I do have to ask myself the question, is there enough ways of getting cards in the graveyard? There is not. So you have a bunch of fetch lands. Maybe I better understand your 2 Murktide in here. Well, it's not impossible, it's just harder. Okay, maybe you can only play 2 Murktide because you don't have a lot of effective ways of putting cards in your graveyard outside of Thought Scour. Like, you don't have Dragon Rage Channeler, you don't have Mishra's Bauble. Okay, I'm gonna retract what I said, but I don't know if I can believe in this card. Imrith Desert Doom. This is just so expensive. And I don't really feel like it's game ending even when you get it in play. Is there not something better for like 5 mana? Channeler might not be a bad card. Okay, let's look at the rest of the list. So, instants are fine, lands are okay. Although be careful, playing Field of Ruin in a 3-color deck. This is sort of, this is a bit dangerous. Collective Brutality, 2 Cursed Totem. Okay, Damnation, Dispel. Engineered Explosives, Keranos, God of Storms, Obsidian Charmaw. Spell costs 1 less to cast for each land your opponents control that could produce... Oh, yeah. But, like, maybe this is where you also could play the... What's it called? The... Break the Ice. Because fact of the matter is, if your opponent has 3 lands in play for Tron, then you're screwed anyway, if they're on the play. Ojutai? Isn't the Ojutai Azorius? Yeah, it's Azorius. We can't play it. This is Grixis. I think this... Well, Expressive Iteration is a good card. Where to put it, though? How many things do we have for turn 1? 1... We have 10? Maybe Expressive Iteration is better than Thought Scour? I mean, this is true. Like, every deck playing Izzet is playing Expressive Iteration because it's being compared to, like, Treasure Cruise. Look at the top 3 cards, put one of them into your hand, put one of them on the bottom of your library, and exile one of the cards. You can play that card this turn. I will say one thing. This deck is playing with a lot of counter spells. Archmage's Charm, Counterspell, in some sense Drown in the Lock. So Spell Snare, so maybe Expressive Iteration doesn't work so well because the card that you exile could be dead. Oh, maybe the Creature Bolus. Yeah, Nicol Bolus. Yeah, I could get behind this. Maybe this is better. It's 4 mana, so it's not ridiculous. I just, this deck is trying to figure out what it needs to be. It seems to be missing Boblin Darcy. No, I think it knows what it wants to be. It just doesn't want to go in that direction. So you're trying to pull it into that, because that's what's hot right now. But it's actually very clearly not trying to be that deck. Yeah, instead of this Desert Doom card, maybe you're better off with Nicol Bolas. But I can't be certain. But the more I look at the list, maybe, like, I love Murktide Regent, but maybe this is just not a Murktide Regent deck, period. That's all. Patrick says, hey bro, I just joined to send some cheers from Poland. Have a great day. I'm returning to drinking beers, hitting the bong, and having a good time. Thank you very much. Enjoy your bong. Okay, so I don't want to change anything in the main. I think everything in the sideboard is okay. The question is your creature base, and I don't know what the correct solution is. Maybe this is fine by itself. But the problem is, I don't want to do that because I hate telling someone, oh, gut your entire deck and start from scratch. Because once we add Expressive Iteration and Dragon Rage Channeler, then we're like, okay, remove the Snapcaster Mages, remove the Desert Dragons, add Murktide Regent. Okay, while we're at that, let's remove the counter spells and let's add like more small interaction. And then all of a sudden the deck is different. This deck is more mid-range control. So I don't want to like completely warp their deck. Oh, and then you got to add Mishra's Bauble. You know, like it completely changes the direction if we add all those cards. So I would just say figure out what you want to do with these creatures. Maybe they're fine by themselves because the spell suite is fine. But I don't know if these creatures are best in line with what your deck is trying to do. Like, Ragavan backed up by a bunch of removal is great. Snapcaster Mage and a bunch of removal and counter spells is great. But I don't know if counter spells and Murktide work so well together. And I also don't know if this weird 5-mana card works. So that's my only criticism. But I don't know what's the best replacement. Some people say Goldspan Dragon. I think this is like more of a win more card. Because whenever it attack, like you get treasure tokens, but I don't think that means anything. It doesn't look like anything special in my opinion. So I have no specific feedback except to figure out what's the best thing to do with this slot for the creature. Maybe it's Bolas, but I don't know. Maybe it's some other 1-drop. Maybe it's Dragon Rage Channeler anyway. And like even though you can't get Delirium online very well, it's like can you get Delirium online pretty well easily? We don't have actually any sorceries. You see, if we add Dragon Rage Channeler, we need to add sorceries to the deck, which we don't. Does the land base support having 4 mana on turn 4 in the colors for Bolas? Yeah, I think it does. It's got a lot of fetch lands. You'll get blue very often. I think it'll do it fine. Bringer? Glory Bringer? Yeah, maybe 2 Glory Bringer. Benji Boy! 5 Stoner decks in Modern. New video idea. Thank you very much for the super chat. Feels like Teferi just shuts this deck down. Well, I mean, it's if they're in the control mirror, that's what happens. Teferi shuts down all control decks. Doesn't Drown the Lock deal with Planeswalkers? No, it doesn't. Whatever. If it happens, it happens. They can do nothing about it. I guess they can try to attack with Creeping Tar Pit. Anyway, that's all my suggestions. I have, unfortunately, no good answer to your last creature in the deck. If those 2 work out, I guess change nothing. But it seems out of place with the rest of the archetype. But good luck with it. Anyway, that's it for today, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. If you want to see the replay to this, you know where to find it. Nikachu MTG streams, my alternate YouTube channel. If I didn't get to your comments, questions, or deck list, hey, we do this Monday to Friday, 9 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. If you'd love to support the channel and you don't do so already, you could drop a sub at twitch.tv/NikachuMTG. You could also drop a sub or become a patron at patreon.com. Or you could be like some people do and they join on YouTube. But thank you very much, everyone, for joining me today. We had a great discussion about historic and all the controversy surrounding the new MTG Arena cards. So keep brewing up that coffee crew, and we'll keep brewing up Magic.